She's asking for everything of monetary value that I own, and almost my whole paycheck for the next year and a half. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Arazone Stories. Today we have a story where this wife went to abroad to finish her study and she had an affair there. Now she wants to come back from there and demands to take her back. Let's see what really happened. My wife cheated on me. She wrote a heartfelt letter to confess to me. We were going through some problems during the pandemic. We were so happy together for 8 years, got married. She started her program to study abroad for 2 years. I got stuck here in US working 2 jobs in healthcare. I've had instances where I have mishandled arguments, where I yelled at her in public that is forever traumatizing her. I promised to work on my emotional reactivity during conflicts. But during our great distance, she had grown withdrawn from me, and it was harder to get through to her. I've had to work so hard to get her see my changes in behavior, and I stopped smoking. And that was one vice of mine that sent her over the edge. So 2 days again, she wrote the heartfelt letter, which revealed she cheated on me. And she was remorseful for it, and that it happened once. I was crushed and didn't know what to do. I was taking my time and thinking what to do. Later she drops the news that she's pregnant, and that it's been since April. She wants to come home to me, and wants her partner to have nothing to do with the child. This heavy news of this pregnancy is hitting different. And she is looking more remorseful than ever as I talk to her. And she's telling me that she wants to reconcile, but I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Is there a specific kind therapist I can seek at this time? I have the hardest decision to make soon. Edit. I wanted to post the heartfelt letter here to get your opinions about it. My friends have all given me their opinions, but I want to see what you guys think. Names changed for obvious reasons. Note, she mentions someone named Sasha. Sasha is my weed connect. I used food emojis for my Venmo payments to him, make it seem I was paying back for food. She thought this was someone I was talking to behind her back. We previously had a huge fight about it. My dearest husband, the only way I know how to begin this letter is to tell you how proud and happy I am to know that you're in the process of bettering yourself. I could not ask for anything more than to see my partner and best friend want to be the best version of himself. It's what I've always prayed for, and I have been so hopeful for all these years, and finally my prayers are being answered. Please know that although I know I cannot truly influence these decisions, I have always been here for you, day by day, by your side, just weathering the storms with you, trying so hard not to lose hope. Hopefully, we can both look back on these times and let it fuel our love for each other like never before, being so strong that we could truly weather any storm all while avoiding them together, all at the same time, because we would just be too preoccupied with being happy that we found each other again. Unfortunately, over the years I've come to realize that I haven't truly known the man I married. The process of waiting and being hopeful of change got me thinking, do I even know the real you? What is my husband like sober? The feeling of being with you for so long, yet not knowing who you really are, and getting this less than likable version of you, struck me to my core, made me fearful, got me thinking, if I would ever get the chance to really know my husband for who he really is, and celebrate that person for the rest of my years. Or do I just eject myself from the situation, in order to keep what's left of me? The beginning of last year is when I started not only to lose hope for us but also myself. I began to lose all of me. I started to blame myself for all unfortunate events that would take place in our marriage. Your smoking habit, anger issue, yelling, you not wanting transparency and communication in our marriage, you not being mentally present. I know I am not perfect, but sadly I could go on. But this was also the time I found out about Sasha. I may know the story now, but at the time all I could picture was my husband with another woman, taking her out to brunch, dinner, etc. In my head thinking, what more are they doing? Are there more Sashas? Since when? Why? Taking this and on top of everything I'm already going through. Am I not enough? All my insecurities, depression and anxiety at an all-time high. The dream of having a beautiful life with you could no longer be pictured in my head. So, I went on that whole year trying to avoid my problems and fears, which was the main reason of avoiding you, all while trying desperately to keep my head above water. Out of fear, rather than confronting you, I just checked out of our marriage. In all aspects, I figured since you have, I should too. I knew that if it didn't come from within or out of pure will, you would not change. Last year was the toughest year of my life. I am really truly surprised that I'm still here, breathing. To be in such a dark place for so long, which I'm still in. I wouldn't wish it for anybody. The only solution I could find within myself was to permanently detach myself. I was mentally preparing to divorce you. My love, it's even hard to even put this into words without breaking down. I have fought for you, for us, for so long. All I needed was you to fight with me, to give me some glimmer of hope that we could turn it all around, so I could give you my 100%. Just like before, but a better version. That's all I want. I want to give you my best, but it can't be a one-way street. I need you to be in it with me, giving me your 100% as well. My hopes of ever getting that were depleted. I completely spiraled out of control. One way was with alcohol. Being checked out and seeing divorce between us made me hit rock bottom. I made the biggest mistake that a partner could make. No matter how much I want to blame the mistreatment from you, and thinking you were doing the same with Hala, but on a regular basis. I know this was not something you ever deserved. No one deserves, even having the circumstances around it being. It was a one-time thing, and there is no relationship, no connection till this day. Even being fully recognized by both parties that it was 100% a mistake overshadowed by alcohol and recklessness. So meaningless, it's something both of us can barely recall. To the point where neither is to ever speak of it, and to just move on with our lives and pretend like nothing happened. But it did, and I'm coming forward to be transparent with you, because I now have hope for us that I didn't have before. I haven't exactly been the easiest to deal with. It's hard living with myself knowing that despite sticking through all these hardships, my actions could very well be what breaks us. I know at this moment, you will feel a rage rush through you like no other. I would know, because that's how I felt after finding out about Sasha. I let that rage marinate inside of me, slowly ending me from the inside out. Please find it in yourself to dig deep and recognize that we both have come so far just by the mere fact that we are still here. Neither of us has not given up. We are both allowing our love for each other guide us through these hard times to hopefully come out stronger than ever. You are still my only love, and you always have been. Even with my mistakes, I still see no one else but you and always have. With both of us spiraling, I was fully set on divorce, until I saw and felt a glimmer of hope from you, which is all I needed to forget about everything in the past and move forward with you. Since day one, I have loved you with my whole being despite everything. I want to continue to love you, be your person, and fulfill the vows we made. I believe that our marriage can be stronger and we can be our best versions not only for ourselves, but for each other. But the real question now is if you still want to be my person. If you will still accept me for my flaws and mistakes and be able to move forward with me. Build a beautiful life with me like we've always wanted. Before writing this letter, I have come to terms with myself that there's a chance that you will not be as forgiving as me. If you want to part ways, this is something I will fully understand. We both have literally been growing up with each other over the past decade. So much growing pains, but also so much love and laughter. Memories that will be a part of me forever and I will always be grateful for. All of it helped us grow. At least if we cannot be the best for each other. This learning process has made us want to be better for ourselves. After reading this, there's a big chance that you're going to hate me. But please know, I'm opening this up to you because I still believe that you are my person, my soulmate. I truly want this to work, especially now that I really see you real you. The person I can really see my future with. The sober you, the calm you. I know it will take work from both sides. But if you love me enough to see through my flaws and mistakes, I still think we can be that couple that everyone has always envied and looked up to. But if you feel you must move on from me, it's something I will try to accept over time. I just wanted you to know that until there was still something worth fighting for, I never gave up on us. She wrote you a letter because it's easier to move you that way. Texting or calling leaves too many opportunities for things to go south if she says the wrong thing. Writing a letter was a smart way to manipulate you, with the perfect approach of carefully chosen words to confuse you into making a bad decision, where she benefits and you suffer in every way. Emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. She cheated on you. It's been going on for a while now. Arguably for as long as it's been hard for you to bond with her through the distance. It was not a one-time occurrence. If you scroll through the stories in here, you'll find that cheats follow a script. They say you did them wrong, and in return they caressed or slept with someone one time. The updates to all these stories say that is simply untrue. The physical affairs are ongoing. especially when it's so easy to be sneaky since she's in another country than you. Yelling at her in public, while a terrible behavior, is not an excuse to cheat and then get knocked up. Then when the biological dad walks out, try to ensnare you as her security for herself and her child. She's only mentioning it now because he walked away and she's panicking. Their honeymoon phase is over now that the reality is setting in. He probably doesn't want to have a baby with a married woman who slept with a near stranger. He probably barely knows her, or she's been acting crazy with the hormones, and he doesn't like her anymore. He may also not be attracted to her anymore because of the pregnancy. She may not be her usual self because she's, knocked up. She's probably emotional and needing more help than usual, and the whole thing is just too much for him, a guy that barely knows her. She's about 7 or so months along if she's been pregnant since April. If it's her first baby, then she likely wasn't showing until her 5 or even 6th month. I showed with my first baby at 5.5 months. He probably left her when the baby bump started to show, and she gave it some time, but now that she knows he isn't coming back, she's panicking. Baby needs a father. Mommy needs someone to watch the baby so she can finish studying. Mommy also needs someone to work so that she and baby get taken care of. Look up monkey branching, and you'll find many examples of it. This is an extreme form, I guess. I think you should divorce her. If you want to reconcile later, sure, date again. And if you find her trustworthy and worthy in general, remarry. Recommit yourselves. But for right now, she deserves to be divorced. She's a cheater. You don't really need to make a decision about being that baby's father right now. You need to make a decision whether you want to be married or not. And the sooner you divorce her, the better, because she's got a plan C to all this. You're going to pay child support as this baby's legal father as her legal husband. Doesn't matter if the baby is yours or not. You're obligated to pay. There's a reason she waited this late to tell you. Uncontested divorces can take up to 3 months to complete. You have 2 or so months to accomplish a quick divorce. She is a very smart woman, indeed. You were very carefully played, I'm sorry to say. Thank you to everyone in this community for reaching out and being concerned. I know it's been a while, and everyone has been waiting and asking an update from me. I've been procrastinating and processing slowly. Soon after I posted here back in November, I made the decision to divorce my wife. I tried giving her a chance to be upfront and be transparent. I needed to know the truth, and I needed her to show me that she was willing to tell me everything. With all the chances given, all I received was more manipulation and blame shifting from her. It seemed the truth was just too ugly for her to even tell me. Thanks to this community, I kept my eyes and ears open, ignored my heart and trusted my gut, learned from the experiences of everyone in this community. Thank you all for the continuing support. Since then, I buried myself in work. I was deep in grieving and processing things slowly. I kept trying to rationalize everything she did. I really felt like I lost my sanity over the cheating, and thinking of how long it has been happening for. I was slowly processing and replaying past moments with her that I should have noticed or missed hints of her suspicious behavior. Doing that is and continues to be the hardest part. The thoughts and images of the cheating were uncontrollable, but I am coping better now, as if I can change my thoughts like changing the channel. So anyways, I am currently doing everything I can to take care of myself, reading suggested books from fellow Redditors. I kept with therapy after finding a new therapist who seems to be a great life coach as well. I had other stressors happen since within my family, such as losing my grandmother and uncle about a month apart from each other. I started taking antidepressants, as the depression and anxiety were a bit harder than I could try to bear on my own. I switched from night shift to day shift to achieve more sleep, as it was very difficult to sleep with all the disgusting images I would imagine from the infidelity. I hope to continue to make bigger steps towards my progression, to reclaim who I was and rebuild myself to be a better person. There are many things to unlearn from the years of abuse that I did not recognize throughout the years. There are so many things I can continue to do for my loved ones in my life right now, and also for the right one someday soon. I believe the antidepressants are beginning to take its effect, not exactly sure how to explain how. I notice random coworkers at work ask if I'm alright, or if I'm okay, because I look sad. Perhaps I probably don't have my full self-esteem back, but I do know how to stop the nasty thoughts and understand that I have control of my anger and what I do with that anger over the betrayal. I recently received a thick packet in the mail. It was her reply to the divorce papers, and including a letter that explains she is technically asking for everything of monetary value that I own, and almost my whole paycheck for the next year and a half. It made me furious that I am still left in some debt for paying for her tuition and funding her activities while she was abroad in school. She has the audacity to ask for everything that's mine. My lawyer is pretty surprised that she hasn't asked for child support as well. New goals to achieve on my own now. It's a rough road ahead. Although it's been 12 years since I last dated anyone else, I remember how lonely this road once was before, and I also remember how exciting it was. So, I hope the right one comes along as I reach my own goals. My appetite's still terrible, so I eat comfort food to eat, which consists of a lot of fast food lately. I will begin to get back to working out and rebuilding my body, and I will continue with therapy and taking Zoloft and hopefully taper off of it. Wow cheats on him, try to make him raise her partner's kid, then try to take all his money because he said no. What a selfish human. He just saw the true colors of hers. If she thinks that will stick in court, she is in for a big surprise. He must talk to your lawyer about what his options are, and if he can sue her for the tuition he paid for her. I also hope he kept the letter she gave him and gave it to the lawyer. Glad to see you updated, brother, but wow, your ex-wife is a piece of work. Her little love letter tactic didn't work, and like a child, she's throwing the biggest tantrums because things aren't going her way. She is technically asking for everything of monetary value that I own, and almost my whole paycheck for the next year and a half. Now you see her for what she truly is, a leech that's terrible the life out of you. Unfortunately, the gloves are off with her, and she'll still try every dirty tactic to ruin your life in court. She most likely knows that child support won't work due to you already knowing that her kid isn't yours to reap any benefits. Sadly, the war has begun, but keep your guard up and listen to your attorney. Hold strong, my friend. Before you know it, this nightmare will end with her left behind in her own darkness. Good luck, brother.